All right, welcome to another episode from the Chart Reader. So, what a beautiful back-to-back day, all right? I had the coolest direct message. I said I was going to share it, but a lot of people made really big, like, pump videos for weed, all right? You know, if you watched my video over the weekend, I was very, very excited. I'm not pretending I wasn't like excited and bullish by any means, but not a lot of people were talking about the potential drop on Monday. And I did my best to be as loud about the potential drop as the obvious run we were hoping for, right? Someone sent me a message that said this Monday drop, the yesterday big red candle, and it was a big red candle. I know it's not a crazy double digit, but a 7% loss is nothing anyone wants to see on a single day, right? The person was able to be a lot more comfortable than normal, and they very much were looking for that, like, the 215 number, right? If you watch it, go back and like they were looking for that half candle. And again, I'm not here pretending to know it all, right? Like I barely pretend to be any much of a better trader than you watching this, right? There are rules and things that I'm just real strict on because trust me, I've lost enough money to know what to just follow, right? So I hope the video did you well. I always say there are red candles in a healthy uptrend. All I'm seeing is a healthy uptrend that's staying above the 8, that's going as the 20. Like I'm already getting into the technicals because I'm excited clearly, right? CGC, I'm going to try to throw in SNDL on this one, high tide as well. Good things, right? Good things, and just give me a little bit more juice. I'm still living here in a rumor world, all right? And that's still going to be the thing I echo, all right? But before we go any further and I give you more of my thoughts and opinions, what are we going to do? Same thing we always do, right? We'll take a look at the daily and the weekly to see how these things are setting up short term. We have our 5 moving averages. There are horizontal support and resistance lines that I do draw manually myself. And then when we are done up here, we'll use the MACD, RSI, and volume as our lower indicators. Hey, really quickly, if you can please subscribe to this channel, share this video online with your friends, comment good or bad if you disagree. Look, anything you can do helps so much with these YouTube algorithms, especially if you can share the video. I'm telling you, it does such wonders, all right? So, TLRY, before I start, I really want to give a big thank you to all the viewer comments. I learned so much about Germany. I actually had no idea. I had absolutely no idea it was the number 3 economy in the world, right behind China and US. I never would have ever guessed that. I had really no idea. The population numbers were actually a little interesting too. I mean, there was really good information that, again, I called myself an ignorant American, right? So I love this little two-way street of info that we give. But yeah, the Germany news, I mean, it maybe was something. I still am kind of holding 2 thoughts, okay? Number 1, I do believe that the Germany legalization is a buy the rumor, sell the news thing, okay? Now, nothing has necessarily sold, right? So I'm focusing on that buy the rumor. But right now, the rumor is come April 1st, when it becomes legal in Germany, when it becomes legal in the 3rd biggest economy in the world, the rumor is Q1's going to be real good. And obviously I'm talking about Q2 if you're looking at like a calendar quarter, right? But the next 3 months should be bringing a whole mess of revenue to all these companies because now a new marketplace is open. Now all of a sudden this, that, and those, right? So there is still a rumor, despite the fact that the actual news is about to happen, right? Come April 1st, it's legal. What I really care about is what are the numbers? Is Germany bringing in that economic impact? Is Germany now going to become an important market share? This, that, right? So I'm very much focused on details that, you know, if you watch my videos, I normally don't care about. But that to me starts to bring global discussions. Because again, if the 3rd biggest economy is now taxing one of the biggest vices that's out there, can you imagine how much tax money that would be? And hey, maybe you're not the 3rd biggest economy in the world, but even if you're the 25th, wouldn't you want to tax some vices that you know your people are already using anyway? Again, I see a very much bigger picture. And again, I see a bigger rumor kind of brewing of, if Germany can do it, why can't others, right? So again, the news happened, the vote happened, the day is coming, but I think the next 3 months is something that's going to be a big anticipation. And I imagine there will be some headlines that hint either pro or con, maybe as we get into mid-May, right? Maybe end of April, mid-May, by half that quarter, we should know, all right? Let's get into the technicals. And again, the big thing that I really have been highlighting is this 200 moving average line on TLRY, right? Since 2021, since July 21, we have basically been completely under that purple line, right? There was a little moment there, a little moment there, a little moment there, and a little moment there, right? This is being now. But we're talking about a nearly 3-year span, almost 4, and only a couple minute moments, right? So this is a difficult line for sure, okay? What I've been loving is this continual attack that we've been seeing. We attack it here, we attack it here, we attack it here, and lo and behold, we're attacking it again, right? You can only damage a line so many times before the line finally has to give up. And believe me, if we're talking about a line that's as strong as that 200, that's several years of strength, you're going to need to attack it like this, right? So things seem a little different. We never lost that 720 line. Obviously, I was very bearish in these moments. I'm not pretending I wasn't, right? But we never lost it to where we came back down to that 151. We never had to at least come back down to that all-time low support, right? Which is a beautiful thing. We've now worked our way up, and once again, we are looking to confirm the 200, all right? Clearly, this was the break. I'll talk about the Monday candle and what I was trying to hold. I will do that shortly. Today's a good day, right? I need a back-to-back day. I do. I thought it was funny. It's not really a brag thing because you know I draw my lines for good enough, not perfect. You can see I drew my line at 246. You can see the high of the day was 246. So hey, good line. I'm obviously happy to see that, right? But I am now looking for this line to break. I do. I need this to break tomorrow for me to say confirmation. That right there, 241. I don't think that's enough. That's like what, 5% maybe? No, yeah, tomorrow needs to close at 247. All right, I really need 247. Okay, I'm gonna come back to Monday shortly. I am loving this volume. All right, let's even take it from this one right here. That right there is a very nice healthy growth, and I even talked about it. Even the two outliers themselves have a very healthy growth just within them, right? So I love those 3 days. I love those 2 days. Overall, I'm seeing an accumulation. I haven't used that word in a while here, all right? One thing I like, aside from volume breaking this 50-day, I like to believe people are buying and holding, all right? Look, I'm a flipper. You know that, right? I'm sure a lot of the TLRY longs are laughing at me as I'm saying I like it when people hold, even though you know I flip, right? But look, between these 2 days of buying, not all of them sold, all right? Even this little day of buying, not all of them sold, and we still have this. Boom, all of a sudden, boom, all of a sudden. There are more people buying and holding, and that's good. That's on top of every single one of these days has been over the 50-day line, right? We were struggling to get over it not that long ago. And even before that, the days that were over were actually not that good, right? So there's significant differences here. And again, why? Kamala Harris, again, I don't care what you think of her. I've never told you what I think of her, right? All I know is she is the second most important voice in the nation, right behind the president, right? And when she says the first pro-weed things in her entire career as the vice president, this is the only moment she said anything and it was a good thing, right? Like, that's big. There's only one person that could have been bigger, right? So that's huge. And again, I'm not going to go over the Germany things again, right? But I will say one more time, thank you for the info to all the viewers, all right? So let's talk about Monday, okay? because the 200 was so hard, and again, it was actually the same thing I was looking for. I wanted this line to break for me to call this day confirmation. Again, I am not a pump and dump trader. I'm not even a pump and dump YouTuber, right? Like, I'm not here assuming there's going to be another big bad candle behind it, right? I'm always going to be excited for one, but there are two sides of every coin, right? And all I needed was really two things, okay? Number one, stay above the 200. Stay above the purple line and let me feel like, okay, we're at least above it again. Let's do it. The problem with all the way down here is we would have lost way too much of this Friday, right? I never want to lose more than half of a good candle, all right? If Friday was a great day, Monday can't lose more than half. And that's where I came with that rough 214, 215, something around here, right? Roughly speaking, that's the front half, that's the bottom half, right? It's probably like right around there, give or take. That's what we held. Obviously, I didn't want it to go down, but we held the 200, we held 50%. Very scary gap down in the open. I for sure would have gotten scared at a 209 open, but lo and behold, the rest did what it did, right? So I will say the interesting thing that I was looking at. So again, looking back at the Friday, the biggest candle next to us, right? Friday closed at 231. Today closed at 231. I really wanted a penny over this line. I really, really did. Okay. Now, I am for sure glad we closed over the open of yesterday. You can see, I mean, you can physically see that this green line's higher, right? But yeah, this one opens at 229. Clearly, we closed a couple pennies over that, right? So as much as I didn't want to lose more than half of this, I am glad we completely regained 100% and more of yesterday, right? So I wish we were a penny higher, but hey, I am still thinking we're going to 426 tomorrow. I am. I like the divergence on the MACD. Again, divergence just is two lines going away from each other. I like the baby divergence I see on the RSI. 76 is a high number, and we talked about it on the last video. The RSI on TLRY hasn't broken 80 in a long time. This is one of the peaks right here. You can see this one's 83. Below that peak, there aren't that many, right? So I'll even just kind of draw it real quick. There's not that many lines that go over that 79, right? So that's a little bit on the higher side just historically, but I like that we went up. I like that we came back down. I like that we're going to go back up in my head. And again, I already talked about the volume, right? So 247 is the goal tomorrow. We need to get over this line. I am so excited. There's so much red here, right? There are some real good channels that are about to open up. We just first and foremost need to break this 200, all right? Again, if this is going to come down, I don't want it to go any lower than 220. I really am expecting 247 tomorrow, all right? Looking at this weekly, I think this is a very telling weekly right here, all right? Big week last week that took out 3 moving averages. Kind of makes sense to me that this is a doji. I think next week should be very telling, you know what I mean? So, yeah, I mean, this is beautiful. I don't know what else to say. So let me know if I missed anything. You know, this is the last thing I want to end with. And I realize that this is 13 minutes. This is a lot longer than I wanted to do this. Maybe I'll even just do a TLRY standalone. Believe me, there has been a lot of bad on TLRY. I started doing these videos like a year and a half ago, like in June of right here. So, I mean, since I've been doing the videos, TLRY has essentially gone down. And a lot of people have been bashing on TLRY, okay? All of a sudden, things are looking good. I was actually bullish on 2024, even though things, you know, like there was a different feeling in the air, and all of a sudden, a lot of better comments about TLRY as a company have been coming up. All right, I'm seeing a lot of people agree with it, and all those people that were bashing TLRY before are no longer saying it. So I ask you, you know, I come to the table with my technical thoughts. What are the fundamental thoughts of TLRY? Like, what do the numbers look like? Are they sitting comfortably financially? Is there a lot of debt? What is their market share? And, it's crazy. I don't even talk about alcohol enough, right? Like, TLRY is top 5 in alcohol, right? So I feel like though I'm thinking weed, it's like, I can imagine why people like TLRY. I get it, right? Like, I've just heard so much bad about the company, about the executives, about this, that, and those that, like, I don't know who to believe. And again, I'm at least echoing it with most of my YouTube life has been TLRY going down and easy to bash, right? So I think now it's a little more comfortable. And hey, this is actually a thing I'll end it with. I'm not a pattern trader, but someone talked about it on the Discord. There is a W forming that I see, okay? And M is for murder, all right? And clearly that happened after the M finished. It went from there to here, right? It seems like there might be a W for winning, and just like the M, when it's done, it keeps going. There might be a good amount. And just look at this channel. I think this is going to be a TLRY video from if. Like, I am not saying we're coming up. There's a lot between 380 and this 230 that we're at, all right? But I'm not even going to draw the lines. I'm not, because I don't want anyone thinking that. If we can get into that 384 range, oh man, it might fly to 5. And then if we get to 5, oh man, it might come up to here, right? It's funny to see this W and all of a sudden that happens, right? Again, I'm not a pattern guy because there was a W here and then all of a sudden that became the M there. I'm not a pattern guy, right? So I'm talking above my head right there. But TLRY, I see the bigger things. I know a lot of people are talking about $10. I know a lot of people are talking about a lot of bigger numbers than $10, all right? You hear my hesitation about 380 for a reason, all right? But believe me, the excitement's there. We got ways to go. We got lines to draw before that and things to break before that, all right? But let me know your thoughts. Let me know your opinions. I'll do the rest of the ticker shortly. Thank you.